In this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 social skills that I use to get baddies in Miami. Guys, I noticed a lot of bad mannerisms, bad setup from a lot of guys. I think the reason why a lot of men struggle with attracting women is due to unspoken, subconscious behavior that you're not even understanding that you're doing. I've analyzed, coached hundreds of dudes. Right? I've studied my own self, and I've come up with these 5 social skills that I know will help you attract more beautiful women, right? And that's why I'm making this video. Let's jump right into the video. All right, guys, so in this code approach, I was chilling at the beach and the girl walked past me, walking from the beach. And I was like, oh, how was the beach? And she was like, oh, it's pretty good. She like was pretty open, but she didn't really give me much to start a conversation with. And I wasn't sweating, I'm just chilling. So she walked away and she just so happened to come right back. And then she comes and she's like, hey, did you see my phone? I say, yeah, I think it might be over there in the chair. So she grabs the phone right here and is walking away. She looks at her phone and then she must have got some urge to say something to me. What she said was, so you haven't gotten in the water yet. This is when she, I believe, threw some bait to get a conversation going. And in that moment, this is when I got the cue that this girl wanted to have more of a conversation. So she stops briefly. I subtly turn towards her and then she starts asking me if I'm from here. And I'm like, yeah. And I asked her if she's from here. And then we start talking a little bit. She went from being further apart to walking closer to me. That's a very good sign of open body language. She's still kind of turning away though. So she's kind of half in it, half not in it. What I did coming up was I told her to walk towards me, right? I'm still giving her that distance. I'm not trying to close the gap. This works really, really well with girls. Whenever you're having a conversation with them and you guys are not already close, you don't want to close the space. Make her be the one that closes the space. The more she closes the space, the more open she's gonna be and receptive to your approach. So she's asking me a question. I guess I'm telling her about Miami, etc. And then she tells me that she's visiting and that she's leaving soon. So I tell her to come up here. So she comes up closer towards me. And then she was telling me how she's from Ohio and she's going back today. We talk a little bit. Then I was like, yeah, since you're not from here or whatever, basically here's my Instagram. Whenever you get back, you can hit me up and we can hang out. And she's like, sure, that would sound good. That conversation, I looked at her body language, how open she was, and then I just went for giving her my contact information, putting the ball in her court again. So she hit me up. She got my Instagram. I did not take hers. And that was pretty much it. She walked away and I walked away. So super, super important how to maintain all of these things in an approach will yield you a better result. Now, let's talk about the specific social skills that you need to have when you're talking to women. Number 1, asking the right questions. Guys, I cannot stress enough why it's important to not try to talk your way into some booty. A lot of guys, they tend to talk too much. I actually have my students record themselves talking so I can hear how they talk, how they approach girls, and then I give them feedback. I believe a lot of guys, they tend to ask a lot of filler questions. The girl will answer a question and then he'll ask a question that's similar. He's not streamlining the conversation to where he wants it to go. He's just talking about a whole bunch of general nothing. And the girl isn't giving him anything back. And then he's kind of just like, yeah, whatever. And then he just asks her for a number. She hasn't even invested into this interaction for you to want to go out with her. Whenever you're talking to a girl, you want to make sure that whatever you're asking her, you're paying attention to if she's asking you those things back. I'm not asking you your name, what do you do, for me to get to know your name and what do you do. I'm curious to see if you're asking me those things back. So I know that you're a girl that I would want to see again. I know you're a girl that I would want to hang out with again. It's that simple. I'm not having a monologue. I'm not talking to myself just to talk to myself. Number 2, having the right tone. Women are bloodhounds for insecure, unconfident men. Whenever you're talking to a girl, you need to make sure that you can hear yourself talk and you're speaking with a deeper bass. The way I talk on YouTube videos is not how I talk to women. I'm making sure that my words are slowed down. I'm making sure that I can hear myself talk. That slows down my speech and increases the bass. You don't want to be sound like a damn chipmunk, or speaking too fast when you're talking to a girl. Make sure that you're not doing that. Make sure that your tonality is good. And you can practice this by hearing yourself talk. It's super, super, super important that you record yourself talking. There is no practice or getting better by you just guessing how well you do. This is why it's super important when I coach my guys, I tell them to send me recordings of themselves talking. Send me a recording of you, an audio recording of you talking to a girl. Let me hear what your tonality sounds like. And then I review it with them so they can hear themselves and like, that makes sense, Fit. I see how I sound like I'm hurrying. I see how I sound like I'm talking too fast. If you can't hear yourself, you're never gonna know what to fix, right? So record yourself when you're talking to girls so you can hear your tonality and make sure that you can practice speaking with the right bass. Number 3, maintaining good body language. Guys, whenever you're talking to a girl, you always wanna be shoulders blades roll back. You don't want to come across as unconfident. You don't want to come across as too invested either. One thing about body language that guys don't understand is you kind of want to seem a little reserved. You don't want to seem too eager. A lot of guys confuse confident body language for standing closer and closer to the girl, taking up as much space. That's not really confident body language. That is creepy body language. Please understand that when you're talking to women who are new, who haven't warmed up to you, you need to create a space. So if you notice whenever I talk to girls and guys will say, oh, FitX, you're kind of crossing your arms a little bit, or you don't seem as engaged. I'm doing that shit on purpose. I'm looking reserved and a little bit uninterested to get her to close the gap. A lot of you guys come across as creepy. I attest my high success rate with girls with, I create a space, because I'm a big black dude. I'm not a motherfucker that can just walk up to a girl and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Trying to look as big as possible. I'm already big. So I'm not trying to look as small as possible. I'm just trying to create a space so the girl doesn't feel weird about it. She doesn't feel crammed up. It's super important to do that correctly. You don't want to close the gap when you're talking to a girl until if it heightens. Whenever I'm approaching a girl or talking to a girl or even on a date with a girl, or even if a girl comes over, I naturally make them sit. Like if I'm on a couch with a girl, I make them sit a little further away from me. I'm not. So how was your day going? Like what the, like calm your ass down, bro. You create that space, you get her comfortable, you make her feel like you're not a weirdo, and then you incrementally close the space. So it doesn't seem forced, it doesn't seem rushed. And then when I do make a move, it seems more natural. It doesn't seem like I'm trying so hard. So learn to naturally give a woman space when you're approaching her so she doesn't feel too crowded. You still want to stand confidently, you still want to look sure of yourself, right? But you don't want to be overwhelming either. I think a lot of guys, they try to be overwhelming and they think that that means being confident. Whenever you're talking to a new woman, she's nervous, she's scared. She doesn't know who you are. Create that space and then close the gap. It's gonna make the interaction a lot better for you. Number 4, avoid complimenting her. Please understand that women have heard all the compliments. She has been called beautiful 1,000 times. She has been called hot 1,000,000 times. You telling her how beautiful she is won't make her like you. As a matter of fact, she's gonna just put you in a category of a simp. She's gonna put you in a category of you wanting her. The faster you give this girl a compliment, you validate her, I guarantee you she's gonna instantly start treating you differently. She's gonna instantly put you in the simp category because now you validated her. Now you've made your intentions very clear that she can be more reserved. I already know you want me. If you go up to a girl, or if you're talking to a girl and you telling her how beautiful she is, what incentive does she have now to chase you? What incentive does she have now to put in just as much effort as you? You've already taken a baton and said, hey, let me do all the work. Make her do some fucking work too. I'm not validating you. That girl, I was just showing that code approach, she messaged me not even an hour from when I gave her my IG. Didn't take her no time. Be relaxed. Didn't have to tell her how beautiful she was. Didn't have to tell her how big her boobs were. Didn't have to tell her how fat her ass was. Didn't have to compliment her at all. You don't want women to put you in a category of thirsty, needy dude that I'm gonna make chase me now. I'm gonna make him do all the work. The moment you show her that you're more interested in her, she's gonna make you do all the work. Guarantee you, every single time. You want women to be more cooperative. You want women to be more open. You want women to treat you better. Let them do just as much of the work, if not more. You're the man, you make the approach, you initiate the conversation, but you're not over here juggling balls in her face, trying to convince her to like you. You're not doing none of that shit. And lastly, number 5, being direct with your intentions. Under no circumstance are you gonna leave an interaction with a girl without her knowing what exactly you guys are gonna do. The girl that y'all seen the video earlier, I made it clear, we should hang out. We should go do something fun. We should go bowling, we should shoot pool, something. Okay, cool. Not, oh, let me get your Instagram, let me get your Snapchat, let me get your number. They give numbers to anybody. They will give you their number to get you out of their face. Being direct with your intentions doesn't mean, oh yeah, ask her to sleep with you. That's weird and creepy. Being direct with your intentions mean, I'm not getting your contact information or giving you mine. We're giving girls our contact information these days, but I'm not giving you my contact information for us to even talk about anything if it's not about us hanging out. Why? So when we do talk, if she does hit me up, she's done several things. I put the ball in her court, made her message me, so I know she's interested and she wasn't just talking to me to get me out of her face. And now it's been clear what we discussed. We're going to hang out. I'm not talking to you to be your boy best friend. I'm not talking to you to give you free attention and validation. I'm talking to you because we want to plan something to meet each other in a romantic way. We're not friends. You guys put yourselves in the friend zones by just accepting numbers, accepting Snapchats. Matter of fact, we ain't even taking a number no more. If she don't message me, we ain't talking. Here's my number, here's my Instagram. Put the ball in her court, because 9 times out of 10, most men are begging. Let her be the one to pursue, okay? And you will notice that your interactions will be better. If you do these things, your interactions will be better. And that's it, man. Hope you guys enjoy this kind of video. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I'll get back with you guys next time.